The best Premier League 11 for the 2019-2020 season.
We will get to that shortly. Hello, what's up guys? It's Talk Premier League here, the YouTube channel that delivers entertaining football videos on your screen. For more content just like this, make sure to press the red subscribe button and click the bell so that you can be first to be notified when I release a video. Today, I'll be presenting my Premier League Best 11 for the 2019-2020 season.
Please note that my 11 is based on the 2019-2020 season solely, but not a player's reputation of ability. Another thing worth mentioning to you guys is that I'll only be considering the 20 Premier League clubs who participated in the 2019-2020 Premier League season rather than next, and I'll be set up my team in a 4-3-3 formation. And before we get started, I would like to wish all my Muslim brothers and sisters Eid Mubarak, and I hope everyone had a blessed time, inshallah. But without further ado, we are all here for a video, so let's get to it. And now in goal, we have none other than the Burnley keeper himself, Nick Pope. Nick Pope has grown greatly since the 2016-17 season and has been brilliant, with many including me believing he should become England #1 between the sticks for the Euros next summer. Nick Pope ended the season as the runner-up for the Golden Glove race with 15 clean sheets, higher than the likes of Alisson and David De Gea, who play with much better quality defences. Pope has been fantastic and has bailed Sean Dyche's men from conceding many goals this season with his unbelievable shot stopping, therefore creating rumours that he might be joining this revamped Chelsea squad in the summer, who obviously already bought Djik and Werner and will probably buy Havertz. Honourable mentions go to Dean Henderson, Martin Dubravka and the champion, Alisson. Next we move on to right back, where I think I have to go for the Premier League champion, Trent Alexander-Arnold. TAA has played 34 matches, excluding 2 substitute appearances this Premier League season. The Englishman has scored 4 goals, and Alexander-Arnold has to be one of the best crossers of the ball in his generation and maybe even in history, with many comparisons being listed of him and the man himself, David Beckham, which I think are actually fair. Trent is the best attacking fullback in Europe, with his ability to place a ball on an attacker's head from across an open play, direct free kicks, indirect free kicks, and corner taking specialty. Alexander-Arnold himself has 13 assists this Premier League season, only second to Kevin De Bruyne, who has 20. Although his defensive capabilities can be questioned when in comparison to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who obviously is the best 1v1 defender in the world right now, I think for the role he plays in Klopp's system, that isn't too important, guys. Alexander-Arnold has already cemented himself as a Liverpool legend, with him being a local Scouser lad, winning the Premier League title and Champions League at the age of 21. Honourable mentions go to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Ricardo Pereira and Kyle Walker. And moving on to centre-back, I think one position is completely undisputed, but the other one is very debatable. I want you guys to talk about that in the comments. However, my first centre-back position goes to none other than the main man himself, Virgil van Dijk, who I think is the best player in the world at that centre-back position and has no competition there whatsoever, if you ask me. He has looked like one of the top centre-backs the Premier League has ever seen after his, at the time, colossal £75 million move in January from Southampton, which actually many people criticised, and possibly he's been the most influential signing Liverpool Football Club have ever made. Van Dijk possesses all the attributes to be a top centre-back, with his unbelievable aerial dominance, leadership and surprising amount of recovery pace available to such a big and tall guy like him. My second centre-back, I had gone for Manchester United's Harry Maguire. Alright, 80 million. I don't care, whatever. Hear me out here. I would have gone for Kaglar Siyonku before if it weren't for his stupid, irresponsible red card against relegated side Bournemouth. However, he had received that red card and caused Leicester to get embarrassed 4-1 in that game after dominating that first half. After that, Siyonku also got a 3-match suspension and missed a vital end of the season, which eventually caused Leicester to drop out of the top 4 and finish 5th, arguably due to his incompetence in that action. And with Laporte, I think he has simply not played enough games this season to be in this team. However, in Harry Maguire, even though he was overpriced at £8 million, he is a player who has completely transformed Manchester United's defence this season, with them only conceding 36 goals this season after conceding 54 before his arrival. Maguire has also given some much needed consistency in that centre-back position for Manchester United, with him playing every minute of the Premier League season after centre-back being a very problematic position in terms of consistency and injuries in the past for Manchester United. Maguire's complete dominance in the air has bailed Manchester United out of many sticky positions in this season, with Victor Lindelof simply not being good enough in his aerial duels, as obviously we saw Mourinho say on Sky Sports. Maguire has also been great at playing the ball at the back, which seems to be vital for Gunnar Solskjaer's style of play. Maguire has also proved to be the leader since his arrival, with him taking up the captaincy in January after Ashley Young left for Inter Milan, just 5 months after his move from Leicester City. And this leadership is very important, guys, for Manchester United, with them having a very young side with the likes of Mason Greenwood and Marcus Rashford. Honourable mentions in centre-back go to none other than Sionku, Connor Cody and Joe Gomez.
In left back, we have Scottish fullback Andrew Robertson. Liverpool players have taken up both of my fullback positions in this team of the season, and this just proves that they have the best pair of fullbacks in Europe. Robertson has been a complete bargain and revelation at the price of £8 million after his move from Hull City in 2017. And much like Alexander-Arnold, Robertson is another unplayable attacking fullback who has had 2 goals and being the third highest assist maker with 12 assists this season. Yet again, guys, because of his fantastic delivery into that box. Robertson has a beautiful cross on him, which is a treat for anyone trying to get on the end of, and has racked up countless assists because of his ball delivery. Robertson is also a very good defensive fullback due to his unbelievable work rate, with him willing to run up and down the flank, and has been extremely challenging to get past for opposition wingers ever since going to Merseyside. To add on to this, him and Trent have some very healthy competition for who is able to rack up the most assists in a season, meaning they spur each other on, which is a manager's dream, and I'm sure Klopp admires seeing that a lot. Honourable mentions go to Luke Shaw and Ben Chilwell. Next up, we have CDM. I think this is a tough one, only because the player I picked has missed quite a few games this season with injury, with him only playing 22 Premier League games this season, but excluding those, he is undoubtedly the best player in his position in world football. Drumroll please. And the CDM is N'Golo Kante, who is the player that won the league 2 times back-to-back with 2 different clubs in Leicester City and Chelsea, which was a Premier League first, as well as winning the Europa League, FA Cup and the 2018 World Cup with France. Even though he has played slightly more advanced in the past few years with Maurizio Sarri and Frank Lampard, he has still done a great job there with his good dribbling ability. However, I don't think there's a single centre defensive midfielder in Europe that would start ahead of Kante in CDM, so I have to include him in this 11. Honourable mentions go to Jordan Henderson, Wilfred Ndidi and Rodri.
Now we move on to the players further forward in that midfield, and RCM, I have the genius Kevin De Bruyne, who is the player of the season in my opinion, and second best player in the world after none other than the main man Lionel Messi currently. I rate him that highly. And De Bruyne in the 2019-2020 Premier League season has racked up 33 goals and assists. Wow, that's astonishing in the league, which is unbelievable. On his day, which is most days, De Bruyne is the easiest on-the-eye player to watch, with the Belgian having the lot. An eye for a pass, creativity, an unstoppable low cross, long shots, penalties, free kicks, his movements to find space, assists and goals. Please, tell me what else you need. He's incredible. De Bruyne has created the most chances per 90 in the Premier League this season than any other player. Now, we go to the red side of Manchester. I don't think there will be many arguments here, where we will include the highly effective Bruno Fernandes in LCM. The £47 million January signing is already proving to be a bargain with his 2 back-to-back Player of the Month awards after signing. which is just a joke. He was exactly what this United side needed, a player always looking forward rather than sideways or backwards. And he's the meaning of a stat padder with 8 goals and 7 assists in just his first 14 Premier League games, which was needed for this United side who lacked a number 10 who can get them goals and assists. For example, when you look at Jesse Lingard, he's just not getting anything. Honourable mentions for the midfield position ahead of CDM are James Maddison, Jack Grealish and Kovacic. Now we move on to the attack. Starting off from the left flank, we have the Golden Boot winner last season, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who as of this season had 22 goals in the English Premier League, only missing out on the Golden Boot for a second consecutive season by a single goal for a underwhelmingly performing Arsenal side with a clear lack of service, and the Gabonese international's leadership, blistering pace and sublime finishing has been his highlights. And he single-handedly handed them that FA Cup win, which also got them into the Europa League, which is very important for the revenue streams. Honourable mentions go to Marcus Rashford, Raheem Sterling and Christian Pulisic. Next up, we have the number 9 of the team, and it can be none other than the main man himself, Jamie Vardy. The guy is 33 years old. He has just edged the Golden Boot race with 23 goals, just one ahead of Aubameyang and Ings. And he runs around pressing the opposition like he's having a sugar rush. It's crazy. I think in Vardy, we have a player who has peaked very, very, very late in his career. And the story of how Vardy has came up from the non-league not very long ago to winning the title in the fairy tale 2015-2016 season, as well as reaching the Champions League quarterfinals the following season, is absolutely unbelievable. And it comes out of a kid's dreams. Honourable mentions go to Danny Ings, Anthony Martial and Raul Jimenez. And finally, but not least, in right wing, I've kind of cheated here, but picked a left winger who can easily play in right wing, and that is Sadio Mane. And please, before going in the comments and going crazy, bear with me. I had done this because I just couldn't pick a player to drop from either Aubameyang or Mane, so I decided to put them both. Why not? I have opted for the Senegalese international Mane because he has been phenomenal in my opinion, as he's scored 18 goals and 7 assists in the Premier League, and his pace, directness, relentlessness, just running fits Jurgen Klopp's high pressing and fast build-up play very, very well. I think in relation to Mohamed Salah, Mane has had a much more influential season than the Egyptian across the board, as he has actually contributed to Liverpool's best defensive record in the league, with him trumping Salah when it comes to tackles per game, interceptions per game, clearances per game, blocks per game, average passes per game, pass success rate per game, and long balls per game. Honourable mentions go to Mohamed Salah, Riyad Mahrez and Adama Traore. Anyways guys, thank you all for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe for many more videos to come, so stay tuned for more Premier League and general football content. And anyways boys, just give me some of your opinions down below. There's nothing better than some fan discussion to take place in these times. If you have any recommendations for future videos, teams or matches you would like me to make videos on, please feel completely free to comment down below as well. I'll take any good advice on future content to upload and deliver to each and every one of you. Anyways guys, I'll see you all soon. Until next time,